Hi, my name's Stephanie Singleton, and today I've made a video to help new parents at Sea Mills Primary School understand how and why we teach phonics at our school. The aims of this video is to help you understand why we teach phonics and to understand the progression of teaching throughout the school in the different year groups, to give you a really good understanding of how we actually teach phonics at our school, and to help you support your child or your children at home with reading and writing. Why do we teach phonics? Phonics is a way of teaching children to read and write quickly and skillfully. They are taught how to recognise the sounds that each individual letter makes, to identify the sounds that different combinations of letters make, such as sh or ch. Blend these sounds together to make a word. At school, our children are taught phonics following letters and sounds. The children will use language such as phoneme and grapheme. Phoneme means a sound. It's a sound that a letter makes. For example, when reading the word cat, the phonemes are k, a, t. Or when reading the word pin, the phonemes are p, I, n. Some of our top tips are, when you talk about sounds to your child, use the phonemes, not the names of the letters. And the reason for this is that sounding out words practically becomes really impossible when, for example, sounding out the word cat. You can't hear C-A-T, doesn't help you hear the word cat. Also, adding too many letters in your sounds can also make it very difficult for the children, such as k, a, t, and we actually say k instead of the k sound. Have a little task for you now, and you can pause the video after I've just finished explaining it. Have a little go being the child and using your phonemes to sound out these words to help you read. Press play when you've had a turn. So just to check, you should have had g, a, p, gap, or n, a, g, nag. The word grapheme is a symbol of a phoneme, so the shape of the word when it's written. It's a group of letters representing a sound, and we use the letter names for this. A one-letter grapheme is a k in cat, or a two-letter grapheme is in leaf for the E sound. A four-letter grapheme is contained in the word through that makes the oo sound. I have another activity for you to have a go at now. Remember to press pause after I finish talking so that you can have a go at it. You've got to spot the graphemes with more than one letter representing a sound. So I'll do the first one for you. In leaf, the grapheme is the letters E and A, which make the E sound. Press pause now and press continue when you're ready. Here are those graphemes for you now to check through. At Sea Mills, we have daily phonics lessons, except in nursery where the children aren't in every day, but we cover phase 1. In reception, they cover phase 1, 2, 3 and 4. Phases 2 and 3 are the phases where new phonemes, new sounds are introduced. In year 1, they may cover what they need to, but usually it's phase 4 and 5, but could start with phase 3. And in year 2, they mainly look at phases 5 and 6. Here is the shape of a typical phonics lesson at our school. We would start by revisiting the sounds that we've previously learnt. This would be quite rapid and quick, fast paced for the children. Then a new sound would be introduced into the lesson. Lots of practice would be done, blending and reading, or perhaps writing, so segmenting for spelling with the words for this new sound. Within this, the children would usually play a game, some really fun active game. And then finally they would apply it, so reading or writing a caption or sentence using one or more of the tricky words containing the sound. One of the skills learnt in the lesson is blending. Blending means being able to sound out the letters and then blend them together to say the word. So for example, sh, o, p blended together is shop, or t, a, l blended together is tail. Segmenting is another skill learned in the lessons. So segmenting is the breaking down of the word into the phonemes so that children are able to encode them to spell words. So knowing that crash is segmented into k, r, a, sh helps them to write the word. Phase 1 begins in nursery or perhaps before. It's about speaking and listening activities, having a broad and rich language experience in the environment, developing their language skills. It's about stories, rhymes, songs and drama, hearing sounds in the environment such as aeroplanes or bells, alliteration in stories, starting segmenting words verbally, not introductions of letters. And all of this starts in nursery and is continued into reception before introducing the phonemes. When the children are ready to move on to phase 2, they will learn 19 new sounds. The children are taught how to read and how to write, and how this is a reversible process. As soon as children have a small number of grapheme phoneme correspondences, they start to blend and segment to help them read and write, starting with 2-letter words such as am, moving on to 3-letter words such as pat. They will learn some new tricky words. Tricky words are words that can't be used in phonics, so they have to learn how they're written and how they're read. Here are the phase 2 sounds or phonemes. S, a, t, p. I, n, m, d. G, o, k, k. K, e, r. B, f, f, l, s. These are phase 2 tricky words. These are words that the children have to just learn to read or write as they can't be sounded out. After phase 2, the children move on to learning phase 3. They now have 25 new graphemes to learn, new phonemes. Most of these have 2 letters making 1 sound. Reading and spelling the 2-syllable words and captions. Let's take a look at these. J, v, w, x, ya, z, z, qu, ch, sh, f, or th, a, e, I, o, u, also a, r, or, ow, oi, ear, your, Again, in phase 3, there are some new tricky words that need to be learned for the children for reading, and they begin to practice writing them. After the children have mastered phases 2 and 3, they move on to phase 4. Phase 4 continues to revise all of the sounds learned so far, but now uses them in longer words, such as shed, toast and bread. The children are continually learning reading and writing using these words in simple sentences. These are the phase 4 tricky words. Again, the children have to learn to read these and they begin to learn how to write them. After phase 4, we come to phase 5. Phase 5 looks at alternative spellings for each sound and helps the children recognise which spelling pattern they need to use, such as the different A sounds, such as AI, A by itself, AY, EY, EIGH, and A split E, such as in the words same. And the children learn about words which are spelt the same but pronounced differently depending on the context, such as wind the bobbin up or the wind blew. They also learn about words that are pronounced the same but have different patterns for spelling, such as great or the grate in the yard, let's have a break, or the brakes in the car. Phase 5 also looks at syllables in words and compound words such as greenhouse, laptop and bookcase. These are the Phase 5 sounds. Some of these sounds are split, such as the A sound in came or the U sound in June. So let's look at some of these. We've got A, U, I, O, oi, hu, or, e, u, I, o, f, u, wh, or, e, out, u, and u. And again, Phase 5 has some tricky words that the children need to learn to read and then begin to write. After the children have worked through to Phase 5, they finally move on to Phase 6. This is where we expect the readers now are fluent, increasingly accurate spellers. The children should be able to read hundreds of words, recognising phonic irregularities. They should be able to apply their phonics skills and knowledge to recognise and spell complex words. They should be able to look at past tense, suffixes, spelling long words, and finding and learning the difficult bits in the words. There are no new sounds in Phase 6. Finally, we look at how you can help the children at home. Reading is the most important thing you can do with your child. Listen to them. Encourage your children to speak in full sentences. Help your children learn the sounds and read the words quickly using flashcards. You could play games like I Spy, Bingo or Scrabble. Play with sounds when they're out and about. Play educational games on the computer or iPad. Encourage your children to write for a purpose, such as being on holiday to write a postcard to a family member, or write to teachers or parents, to write shopping lists when at home. Make it fun. Practice spellings on the way to school verbally. Here are some other games and other ways that you might be able to help at home. Thank you for watching this video. Here are some websites that are advertised on our school webpage for phonics, and we use lots of these at school and helping to teach to make phonics fun, playing games. And so you can click on the links on our website so you can explore some of these at home with your children. Thank you. Bye.